Well, then I believe that same year, there was a situation at the Middlesex County Bank.
Yeah.
So once again, according to reports, I'm gonna read this to you, then you can tell me your side.
Yeah.
Police said that you had threatened violence against the staff of the bank if
Right.
they called the police,
Right.
which allegedly prompted customers to start running out of the bank. When the
Yeah.
officers arrived, they said you allegedly squared off in a fighting stance with one officer who tried to pepper spray you but missed you. You were
Yeah.
charged with making terroristic threats, obstruction of justice, and disorderly conduct. Um, and ultimately, I believe you got arrested that day, right?
Yeah.
What happened in that situation?
Well, the withdrawal just went through that because it all happened like within 2 or 3 days of each other. That all those situations happened all at once. I was still dealing with withdrawal. People don't understand about withdrawal. It's suffering. You're suffering. You suffer. It's painful. You feel like you feel sick. Constant throbbing everywhere in your body. You sweating. It just, you have a headache. It just feels terrible. Now, I went to the bank to get a new Visa card. My mother was with me, and somebody was a fan and said, "Yo, you play Suge?" And I was like, "Yes, sir, I did. It's a pleasure to meet you." And then the banker that was supposed to help me, he says, "Oh, you're an actor. Oh, that's great." So 15 minutes goes by. I'm wondering why I don't have my new Visa card. He starts asking me questions. He's asking me questions like, "Do you do a lot of sex scenes? You do a lot?" I kind of thought he was nuts. I'm like, no, really, no, I don't. And then he asked me, "How does your wife feel?" She says it's okay. I bet it's okay, ain't it? I got mad. I said, "Yo, can you just give me my fucking Visa card, dude?" Then he stands up and shouts at me, "You don't talk to me like that. Who are you? Don't ever talk to me like that." Then I stand up. When I stood up, he immediately said, "I'm going to call the cops on you. I'm going to call the cops on you." Again, I wish I could make this up, but I just can't. Then I'm just looking around, and my mother's just like shocked. And I'm like, why should I go to jail? I didn't do nothing. I was fed up. I had it. And I said to him, if I have to go to jail, I got to do something illegal. That's the terrorist threat, they said. And when it comes to the cop, first off, the cop was 5'2", right? And he said I was in a stance. I wasn't in a stance. I turned to him because he tried to mace me. But I moved and he missed me. And I just looked at him like he was crazy. I didn't put in a stance. There's 7 cops in the bank. The police department is directly across the street from the bank. Now, I was told by one of the other bankers that they called back the police and said, "There's no problem. It's cool." But you can't do that once you get a call. You got to go. So I went and I just said, "This is total bullshit. I didn't do anything. Why are you doing?" I was just like angry. And I went to jail, and when it was time for me to go to court, I found out what was the articles, reading the articles, what they said, and I'm just like, dude, I didn't hit anybody. I didn't touch anybody. When will people get it right? I was fed up. That year, it was a lot of stuff going on. I felt I was being typecast, and I felt nobody was listening to me or hearing me. I wanted opportunities to do other things. I'm constantly doing, like hood stuff. I'm not a hood. Like I played Suge. I've never been Suge. I'm not that person. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like this is bullshit. I don't deserve to go to why am I going to jail? And why did the cop say I went I think he was seriously just scared, in my judgment. I just think he was very scared. I think he didn't expect me to dodge the thing, and I turned to him and he looked nervous. So
I mean, from the outside looking in,
yeah.
you know, as someone who had never met you until this day, when you
Yes,
hear
sir.
these types of things,
Yes, sir.
right after playing Suge Knight,
Yes, sir.
it almost appeared that, hey, this guy's taking this Suge character to heart and is actually trying to act like Suge in his real life, almost in the same way that Tupac kind of became Bishop after playing him in Juice. Like, because from what I understand, Tupac was not like super aggressive and real gangster like that before playing Bishop, but since that became the character that he became the most known for, he took on that persona. Even Biggie said that this one time. He said when they ran into each other at Soul Train Awards and Pac was like acting out, he's like, oh, this is Bishop. This ain't the Pac that I know.
Yeah.
So it appeared to everyone that, hey, this guy's taking the Suge character a little bit too much to heart. I mean, is there any truth in that at all or not at all?
But if I was somebody that's outside looking in, I probably agree with everybody else because it looks really bad. You're playing this larger than life that's supposed to be like a evil type of person, and you're taking it to heart. And I'm like, I'm not like that. If anything, I'm like, I'm very polite, and sometimes people used to take that as weakness, but I can't front and be somebody else. It doesn't work. I'm a guy that likes to be polite to people. I respect people. I respect people's cultures. I rather make friends than enemies. If anything, you should feel happy I'm there because I could protect you if you need me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. Like you should feel safe around me. But, unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And I can't change anybody's opinions. They have to take this is what happened. It's my truth. You can believe in it or you not, but that is what happened. Even though I was going through crazy withdrawal, I could have attacked the banker. I could have got in his face. I didn't. I restrained myself. I admit pushing the manager and the security guard. I admit that. I wish I never did it. I actually felt ashamed afterwards. I felt I let people down, like my martial arts family. I felt I let them down because, I try to live a prosperous and honorable life. You know what I'm saying? My goal is to be righteous. I just want to be righteous, a righteous man to live his life. But it wasn't like that. And I think it kind of hurt me. But by that time, I got into a deep depression, a very deep, dark depression. I was basically in the room for 2 years in the dark. In the dark, like literally, so my wife would come in and after work and, she turned the light on. She's like, you need light. Why are you in bed? I had nothing. I felt like I wasn't worthy of all the hard work I achieved. I felt that. I felt bad. But then I started to think about all of it. And then I said, you know what? I should just get over it and learn from it and be a better person. I'm human. I mean, I'm not a guy, I never, ever, ever looked for trouble. Ever. Trouble just happened to come to me. And a lot of, you hear a lot of brothers, or not just people, period, especially the last 10 or so years, they think they hard. They always talk, I'm about to do this to you. I'm the guy that did it. But when you get a certain age, and I'm older now, I don't want to be that. I don't want anybody to be scared of me. I want you to come to me and talk to me. That's what I'm about, man. And I mean, I lost 125 pounds. I got into a different place. I didn't go to church for years. Those 2 years I didn't go to church, and when the pandemic hit, I didn't believe in God anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be extra religious. I'm just telling you what happened to me. I didn't believe in God. I'm like, how can God let people and their families die? Their whole families, and then other things, going on in the world, and me trying to snap out of my depression, so, but I did, because I wanted things to change in my life. And in these last 2 years, I got an acting coach, and I've learned a lot. Like, I'm not the same actor since Suge, I'm a totally different actor, totally different. I can be method and turn it off. I know how to now, so and honestly, I got my confidence back. I was still working, but not as much. And when I surrendered myself to a new life and new lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, and try to be, just try to be nice. When I turned 20, I decided that I won't fear anybody. And I was winning fights back then, but I was scared. And I just said, I'm not going to be scared of anybody. I'll fight whoever you want, any time of the day. I want the toughest guy with the toughest attitude, and I want you to sleep on me. I want you to think I can't possibly fight you. And then once they try to knock me out and they realize they couldn't, and I'm coming towards them, I saw the fear in their eyes, and seeing that fear was a drug. But I don't want that drug anymore. I want to live righteously, build things. I want to help people. I want to help people that fight mental illness. And my story isn't unique. It's not unique at all. There's a lot of people my age and older that are still dealing with mental illness, and they will not get tested because they fear. First of all, I hate to say this, but a lot of Black folk don't like going to doctors. They just don't. It's true. So I understand that, but you need to heal yourself. You need to heal your brain, your body, and eventually, your spirit. And if you do that, you help other people. And that's how I really feel. Like I get along with everybody. I mean, most of my friends are white and Russian and Ukraine and everybody. Martial arts for me made me be broader, and especially lately, I want to love things. I don't want to hate them. I don't want to hate cops no more. And I never thought I'd get over that. Dude, the stuff I used to do when I was like in my 20s, when fighters would come to the gym and brag and say they can do this, my coach would want me to fight them and embarrass them. I liked the fear that I gave them. I gave them fear. But then one cop comes to me and says, I'm afraid of you, Marcus. I'm scared. And I can't be scared when I'm going to work the next morning and I'm getting nervous when I go out. And when the cop said that to me, I felt bad and I apologized and I said, you know what? I'm gonna help you get over it. and I became friends with police. I never thought I could do that. I never thought, honestly, I mean, seriously, me as a black person, honestly, can be a friend with the cop. I never thought that, but it's possible. Because I surrendered myself. And that's what it's all about. I just want to surround myself with positive people. I want to help people. And I am, and I will. I'm going to do it forever.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, R.Marcos Taylor, man, I appreciate you coming in and sharing your story. And I really appreciate the honesty when it comes to the mental illness. I mean, I've had people in my family who were schizophrenic, who had tried to commit suicide, who, you know, were not able to work and so forth. And I know, like, in my community, you know, I grew up Russian.
Yeah. Dude.
You know, we don't believe in mental illness either. It's like, oh, you're just, you know, you just need to snap out of it. You need to walk it off. You need to, you know, that's not real. Like, you know, I've heard my mother say that to people with mental illness. Yeah. You know, right in front of me. So I can understand that, how a lot of times these things are sort of just brushed under the table, and it's just stated as, oh, they're just going through something. They're just trying to make an excuse for being an angry person or whatever else. But no, it's a real thing, and medication's a real thing. Being bipolar is a real thing. You know, you see what Kanye has gone through over the years. I've talked to people close to him that have told me, like, yeah, you know, he gets off his medication, and that's when you see these crazy, you know, episodes where he quits his world tour live on stage. You know what I'm saying? It's a real thing, man. And I appreciate you actually talking about it and addressing it and taking responsibility for it. And, you know, congratulations on the success you've had. And I think you'll have a lot more success in the future. There's been, you know, outside of Straight Outta Compton, you know, you did Step Up High Water. You know, you did Luke Cage, like you had mentioned, and a bunch of other TV shows. Yeah. And honestly, I think you're just getting started. I think we're going to see a very, very dope career for you in the future.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Means a lot. Thank you.
No doubt, man. Until next time.
Indeed.
Peace.
Peace.